Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 188 today, and we have so much to share. I'm so excited. This is a season where we're starting to slowly get into what, for our family and our time of the year, is just like, this is a hyper fixation of a lot of birthdays. It's hyper going into the Christmas season. Like, we're slowly getting into that, Mom.
Yeah, I know. It's getting a lot of things done.
Yes.
And it feels good to get it done too.
Yes.
So, I do have some stuff to show, but I think the first thing I'd like to do is to show Sarah that I found her another charm to go on. I asked her to bring her Halloween dangle back, just to remind you, and I found a black cat. And I think it would go really well with hers. And so we'll just have to find a spot that it will go on, and I will attach it today after this video is done, and she'll have a black cat on here too. So
It's so well done.
yeah, it's a black cat surrounded in gold, and it has white paws.
It's very pretty.
So, oh, I don't know if you can see that. So that's the first thing. And then right after the video last week, I was able to make Caniel's sun catcher. And so I asked Sarah to bring it back with her today. And so we could show you. And I was able to ask him, because he was here, okay, Caniel, pick out each of these beads. What do you want next? Do you want your dangle part down here to be a solid and a gear, which is what he chose. There's a little gear down here, and there's a solid coin-like bead down here. And then they're able to put them in their windows at home and catch the sun. And so, and it's also on one of the movement lobster claws so that it can spin. So, got that. And then a couple weeks back, I showed you the one where our friend asked for hers, and it had the book on it, and it had the war axe, and it had the gears and the owl and stuff. Well, I had ordered phoenix and dragon charms. That's where the black cat came from, and it had a couple of other charms in it and with it. So I wanted to show you. Let's see, we've got the dragon. And
where's the phoenix?
I will find it. And
yes!
the phoenix.
She's gonna love that.
So
Love
yeah.
that.
So, and the phoenix kind of falls right on the book,
Which is awesome.
Is awesome. So, you know, so she's going to get her dangle today, and she doesn't know it yet, but it's coming. Also, my cousin Tammy was nice enough to send me a video. I had sent her suncatcher and her dangle down to her in Florida, and she sent me a 4-minute video on her unboxing this gift and her reactions to it. And then last night I got a picture where she hung her car mirror suncatcher in her car, and she was showing me that it was in her car. And so yeah, she's very happy with everything. She thinks it's very beautiful. She actually ordered another sun catcher for a car mirror for her surgeon that will be doing further work on her later this year. So I told her, she said she wanted it in the breast cancer kind of theme, so she wanted it in pinks. I said, well, I need to know if this doctor likes gold or if she likes silver, because that will play a big deal in how I make this.
In the metals that
yes.
my mom uses.
And so she's going to find out and let me know, and then I can send that down to her. So it's
so cool.
It's so nice when you're able to make stuff for people that really appreciate it and really admire what you do, and then they automatically think of other people who would enjoy what you are making. So it's very nice when you can have word of mouth on the things that you do. And I mean, Sarah's had that for years. People have always been admiring what she does and then asking her to make things for them. Not so much for me, but I do have my things that I make that I give away that people do enjoy. This next thing I want to show you is for the neighbor who is pregnant, and when she does have her baby shower, I wanted to add one more thing to it. She is asking for pinks and reds. She's asking for strawberries. Sarah's already got the strawberry thing covered, so I thought I'd make her a baby blanket as well, but just in the pinks and reds. And what I found was a mandala gradient, and it's red. And you're not going to be able to see it in here because I wound it up, but you can see it on what I have made so far. And so what I did was 30 inches across. So it's 30 inches. Sorry about that, Sarah. I'm just going to double it up so you can see what I'm trying to do. It's curling at the ends here. But it started for me as a very, very pale pink and gradiently went up through the pinks into the medium pinks, into the darker pinks, and now it's all the way up into the red. And what I did for the second skein of this, or cake of this, was to wind it from the red down back to the pink, because what's going to do is just going to make that red stay in the middle, and then it's eventually going to go right back up into the pinks again. And I think it's going to be really pretty that way. So it's going to be a mirror image of itself.
That's
and
awesome.
So it's just a blanket that, like Sarah said, when you have the baby up on your chest, you just want something to cover it. Or if you're going out to the car, you want something to cover the baby's head, to cover the baby while you're walking it out to the car or whatever. And that's all. You know, if she wants to put it down on the ground for the baby to play on, I'm not sure if it'll be big enough, but Sarah's might be. Hers is a little bit bigger than mine's going to be, but I just really wanted to do something and work on something that was crochet, and what I did was 30 inches across. And I'm doing a single crochet with a 5mm hook, and that's all I'm doing. The colors are working out themselves because you got a gradient.
Yep. And
you so you get to see all the fun of the changes of the colors, and then I'm just gonna finish when the yarn is
done.
No longer
Yep.
when it's so small that I can't get another row on there. So it'll be done by next week, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping. I do a little bit each night because I've got all these other things that I've got to do too. I've been doing these dangles and stuff, and that takes time too, because you are using jump rings and using jump rings and your pliers, and each one of them has to be individually put on there, and it does take time. So crocheting, when you sit down to watch TV, just have something with your, with your hands that you just don't really have to think about. You can watch your TV, you can listen to it if you're watching what you're doing, and you've got something to do, and you've got something to accomplish, and it all makes it worthwhile. Mm-hmm. So, what are you working on? Oh, wait a minute, just one more thing. I did finish the MIRROR. I painted it. I painted the frame. I bedazzled it. I added a little character to it, and that will be at the end of the video. I don't think I know enough about editing to insert it into the video, so I'm going to put it at the end. So when we say goodbye, don't click off. It'll have a little section where it's just going to be showing you that mirror as best as I could without showing myself in it. Showing mirrors is hard. Mm-hmm. It's really hard, but it turned out really cute, and so I was working on that this week too. So that's why this little baby blanket is taking so long. I do a couple of rows here and there as I'm able, because I gotta have these other things done because there is a time limit. Mm-hmm. So, okay, what are you working on?
So I'm working on a cross stitch right now, and it is going to be a hair clip. So this is a little axolotl that I'm filling in right now with this light blue, and okay, my kids are off screen, so I am trying to be as discreet as possible because one of their birthdays is coming up, and I am making a whole bunch of things for this little. But yes, now I did find these blank hair clips. Yep, hair clips, barrettes. And my plan is once I'm done, I'm going to attach it to this barrette, and I know what they want for all the other ones. I don't think I'm gonna have all of them done by their day, because there's other projects I'm trying to fulfill as well. But I will get them done. They just love to do their hair, and these little things will be fun little accents they can just have in their hair. So I thought that would be kind of cool. As I've shown in the past, I am currently working on a couple of things for this little. I'm kind of in a bit of a rut with one of them. So with the Kiss Claw Clip bag, I already know what I want to do for it, but because the person wants it to be themed as one of her favorite Disney characters, which is fine, but I'm in this thing of trying to figure out the pattern in which these bags are constructed, so then I can work around that, right? Like, because I just grabbed this, I didn't grab a pattern, so there's right. And that's fine, but it comes with some level of kind of trial and error
and challenge.
I have like a coin purse that is similar in design, and I noticed that when you're folding out the hinge on it, it opens up into a very specific shape at the end. And I've been trying to figure that out, because as you open this up, this measurement right here, where the of this side of the claw clip, is something you really want to make sure that you're focusing on, because otherwise the bag will not open enough.
Yeah.
You want that, but then you want to make sure it's a shape that's going to be able to fold
Yes.
on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of, it's like that fan fold that when the kids do on the paper.
Yeah. But you're doing it with fabric.
Yeah.
That's not going to want to do all that.
Yeah.
Now, I've been using, was it felt?
Felt?
I've been using felt as a way to kind of like figure everything out, because I figured it's not the same as paper. You know, like when you're doing paper patterns, there's a level of like not only give, but like this is fabric, so there's a sense of like how's it gonna drape, how's it gonna look,
right,
that I can do without wasting material.
And it doesn't cost that much to make, you know, to make your model out of.
So I've kind of created like this idea that once this is fully out, it will have the same length, but it will be at a dome shape. But when it folds, it will still buckle pretty well.
Yeah.
And I know this probably doesn't make a lot of sense as I'm just kind of explaining it, but again, I'm making a bit of a prototype with just felt, and I'm not quite sure if this is going to be done by by that day, which makes me sad because I want it to be. But there's that level of I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing it right, not just getting it done by a certain day, because I want it to be well done. And
last for years.
And I've bought zippers that I can put on inside so it can have more pouches. I'm trying to commit to this lasting a long time. But there's a level of I have to do this well.
Yes.
One of the random things that she asked for recently is we were out and about on a kind of like a family day at my husband's work, and they had a whole bunch of activities going on, and one of them was animal balloons, like balloon animal things, you know, a balloon artist.
Yes.
And my daughter decided to get a monkey done, and which is absolutely adorable. And she's already staring off camera at me because she's trying to see what I'm talking about, which is making this really hard.
She's giggling over there.
Which means that some of this might have to be not said. I will show this, but I did complete. Because the monkey started to get small, the balloon animal, and she's like, I don't want it to go away. And I'm like, well, I can probably make you one in crochet. And so she asked for some specific colors, and she wanted it brown and blue at the same time. And so I have constructed, I have it sitting.
So cute.
Now, this was not something I just did of my own power. I actually looked it up, monkey balloon pattern, and I was nervous because I've seen a lot of people do the whole balloon dog or that sort of stuff. There was someone who had actually already did all this.
Awesome.
And the pattern was free.
Whoa.
And so I got done. I will have my mom link that in the description.
Yeah.
That was a blessing. Let me tell you. Because my little is still listening, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to not say anything more, because I don't want to ruin one of the grand finales that I've gotten going. Sadly, let's just put it this way. It's going to be a stuffy of this. In these colors. Pale purple with a felt purple. Oh. And I because I can't do much more talking of that, I do have one more thing I can share. This week, so I have a roommate that is with me right now, and I have another family who's living with us right now, I should say. And the daughter of this roommate, under the custody agreement, on 1 week with dad, on 1 week with mom. And so before she left with dad, she saw me doing my plastic canvas because I was working on that bag, and I still am. I'm just working on this stuff right now because I have a TikTok timer of a birthday coming up, but I'm still working on that one. And she's like, "Ooh, I like that. How can I do it too?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll get a little kit set for you when you get back." And then when she got back, I got a kit ready for her. Within 2 days, this girl had it done because she was that dedicated and having the time of her life making this project.
And it turned out cute.
Now, the thing with this project is that I looked up, I'm going to explain myself. I looked up owl pixel art because she wanted an owl. And I took the time on my graph paper to make this picture. I then counted and did all the things in the schematics to be able to then cut out a proper shape out of the plastic canvas. The next thing though that I had never done before for myself, because obviously I do it differently when I'm translating these images to my art on my own, because I do it differently. I just count and I go up and I count. Because I knew she wasn't going to be able to visualize, because she didn't understand. I'm not claiming that she is anything less than intelligent, because she is, but there's a sense of like, this is her first time doing it. I needed her to be able to experience it before she could start learning the counting and the figuring out what she has to do without this extra step. But what I figured out was that the plastic canvas, being plastic, if I took a Sharpie and I just indicated where the stitches and the direction of the stitches that she needed to go in and where she needed to cover, I was able to do the outline of the bird, all the black parts. And she got that done first, and she figured it out. The angles, she figured out how to do it, and she got that done really quick. And then she got this top part, filling in this section really quick. Now, she had a hard time seeing some of the stitches because they're so tucked in, and so I helped her with those. Then she's like, I want to get this part done, this shaded part right here with the same color. So we got that done, and I got that all squared away. Then she did this part and this. It's like, okay. She got the eyes, and then she finished up with the rest of it, and she's like, okay, and I want it to be a keychain for my backpack. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So I did the rest of it after that, but look at how cute this turned out.
For a 9-year-old.
I think this turned out so cute, and I used a felt or fleece to cover the back, because obviously there's knots and the unfinished bobs and threads, and you want that to be protected. So I just put that on, and I put the cloth and the clasp on to be able to make it a keychain. And we gave it to her this morning, and she was super excited, and now she already has the next thing she wants me to make. Now, because of that, my children have decided that they're into this. I'm going to see how well they do, because I've tried to introduce this to them in the past, and they were not, their attention spans were not as developed, so it really wasn't something that they actually really cared about. Not saying that they don't now, but this is obviously a craft that definitely has a bit of an age to it, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but there's definitely the benefit of it being for an older kid that has the attention span. But it's such good fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, problem solving, figuring out how to do this, following a pattern, being able to visualize something and then do it. I loved this, and I loved the fact that she was really excited about it. I have these adhesive magnets that I also can make, so that she can also make magnets out of some of the things that she designs. All these different things that I'm excited for her to make. Now, my kids are now like, no, it's my turn, my turn. I'm like, okay, I'm only doing 1K at a time. And part of the reason I'm doing that is just so that I have the energy to be able to give that child my attention, because even with this kid, Abby, she did great. I'm not saying she didn't, but just the amount of time she really needed me to be, she still had to sit right by me. She still needed to make sure that she felt comfortable knowing that someone was there to be able to solve it if there was a problem. I want to make sure that I have my ability to be at full capacity for anyone that I'm doing this for, so I'm better at a 1v1 with projects like this. If it was a different project, of course, I have no problem doing more than one person. But with someone like kids, I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving my energy a little bit better. Now, with her about to go see her dad the following week, I can get my kids done during that time. Right. And then when she comes back, I can have her do another project. So luckily, I know that I can get this done and stay consistent, but it's one of those like, wow. It was so fun to see her do this. It was fun for me to have to problem solve how I was going to apply the pattern onto the plastic canvas so she could understand it without doing it for her, and realizing how like insanely fast she figured it out. And she was so proud of it, and she should be. It's
so cute.
And
I love the colors.
So well, and she chose all the colors.
It's awesome.
Uh-huh.
She may be a plastic canvas artist.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Pixel artist.
It starts somewhere.
So yeah, it was really fun. And she told me the other day, she's like, I need to pick up all my crochet stuff that I left at my dad's so that you can teach me again, because I forgot.
She may just be a yarn artist after all.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so there's that. So I'm definitely going to be making more kits for the kids.
So awesome.
It's fun.
Well, I think we're down to the point where we're going to say our quote. And I picked one out because of the birthday this weekend. So it is, a gift with a kind countenance is a double present. And that was said by Thomas Fuller, and he was an MD. So a gift with a kind countenance is a double present. So if you get a gift and you have a happy face, you're giving somebody that extra gift.
I swear, when I hear things like this, it comes down to attitude, because sometimes you do it
fully.
Because it's like, just because you're doing it doesn't mean that you're happy about it.
Right.
And sometimes I've experienced where just because people are doing something, if they don't seem happy about doing it, I have a hard time receiving what they're doing.
Yeah.
The ability to see that they are enjoying what they're doing and that they want to be a part of this experience and this exchange, not for the sake of reciprocity, but for the sake of being able to offer something of themselves to you in a way that they know will impact you well, is like nothing other. And you know, we do that all the time based off of our crafting, but even someone else who's just like, they've taken the time to think thoroughly of the gift that they're giving you.
Yeah.
It is nothing else like being able to know that it hits well, that it was thoroughly thought out, that it was. But it's the attitude behind it, and I think that that's what this person's trying to capture. It's just, you know, we have to understand that it can be hard to digest something that is being received if it's not done in a way that feels almost mutually beneficial.
Right.
Because the amount of times I've had things given to me out of spite, out of frustration, out of requirement, instead of, not to say this in any lewd way necessarily, but mutual pleasure almost. Like, it's like something that they also get something out of it, and it's not crude or anything. It's just they receive it in their soul as well.
It's the gift of giving.
Yes.
That they love. They love to give, and so when you get a gift from somebody who loves to give,
yep,
it makes it so much better.
Yes. And so, and I'm not saying that you have to be this person that, you know, it's like the gifts, the love language where it's like gift giving or receiving. I'm not saying that you have to have that. It could just be simply an attitude-based thing.
Yeah.
you just being in the right headspace and the right ability to be able to give and receive is so, because even receiving, having an attitude when someone has given their all to be able to give you something and you just don't care.
Yeah. That would be hard.
That's the same thing. It's an attitude based
Yes.
thing. And
Very
sometimes we have to recognize how the way that we receive things, our body language is so powerful, because I think there is a study that said that like 90% of communication is body language. The rest of it is through communicative, like audio communication of like talking and stuff. Because the way that our bodies and the way that we subconsciously receive information and body language, and how that sets a tone,
Yeah.
is so important. I'm not saying fake it, but what I'm saying is understand that power.
Yeah.
And understand that intentionality is so important. So, as always, we thank you for spending this time with us, and we hope that this inspires you to pick up a project and finish. Pick up a project just for the sake of picking up a project. Have fun with it. Just do you. And it doesn't matter whether it's with dangles, it doesn't matter whether it's yarn, plastic, canvas, cross stitch. I don't care. Fabric, just pick something up and see what you can do with it.
And if you have fun giving, like this quote says, then have fun giving your crafts away.
Yes, so as always, we hope that we will see you next week. And until then, we hope that you stitch your way
to mental health. I'm trying to show you a mirror, which is really tricky because you don't want to show yourself in it, but what I'm really trying to show you is the frame. That's what I worked on, and I painted it blue, and then I polka dotted it with purple and pink, and then I bedazzled it with just all kinds of flat-backed jewels that I think that she'll like. And it is one of those mirrors that is just one that goes on the back of the door. But and there's the special. Olivia's birthday is coming up this weekend, and she loves Stitch. And my husband found this little guy, and I was able to glue it right to the mirror. It's not going to hinder anything, but it kind of goes along with the other colors, which I didn't realize until I was gluing it on. So it really turned out well. But yeah, I don't know if I can get the whole thing in. Let me see. I'm trying to step back enough, but I don't think I'm going to get the whole thing in. But I think you get the picture. It is just one of those mirrors that hangs on the back of the door, a full-length mirror, that is what she's been asking for so that she can get dressed in the morning, see her whole outfit, do her hair, all the things. And now it's right in her colors. She loves blue, pink, and purple. So, well, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.